Hey y'all, happy Saturday. Cheers. I don't have a table full of ingredients because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I do have some ancho chili peppers. I'm going to start with this and I'm going to create a recipe. I'll show you how the mind of Keith works when it comes to cooking.
That's scary.
So I'm going to take these anchos and I'm going to put them in a skillet over there, a cold skillet, turn the fire on. I'm just going to lightly toast these. Let me get that started and we'll be back. Okay, I've got them on the fire here. I've had them on for a couple of minutes. And just heat them up a little, release some of the oils. I'm going to turn the fire off. And I'm going to put them over here in this water. Boiling water. I'm going to let them sit for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then we'll be back and I'll show you what I do next. Creating a recipe here, folks. Creating a recipe. Be back in a few. Okay, so I got them out of the water. What I'm going to do now is just cut the stems off.
Boy, they stink.
I think they smell good myself. And leave the seeds in. They ain't going to hurt nothing. We're going to strain all this at some point anyway. And it's a little warm. And I got about 3 cloves of garlic over here I cut up. And I got a medium-sized onion, I guess you'd call it. So let me put all this in a blender and put some of that liquid that I heated these up with, and we'll be back in a minute. I had a request for a shout out. I don't get a lot of these, and so I'm going to honor that request. Fellow Hoosiers, Joe and Alexis from Fort Wayne. Shout out to y'all. And like you say, babes in beer, buddy, babes in beer. There you go. Joe and Alexis, have a good one. Okay, so I got my onions and garlic and pepper in there. I'm going to add some seasonings. This is some chipotle black pepper here. And we'll just put some in there. Terry probably won't be eating any of this anyway, so it don't matter. And we'll put a little, I don't need a fresh crack, I got that chipotle. We'll put a little salt in here. And cumin. Just dump some cumin in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dead soldier. I'll have to go back to the cumin store. And put some oregano in there. He likes oregano. A little dried cilantro. I was going to use fresh, but I changed my mind. Onion powder, or granulated onion. And the last one, Mexican chili powder.
Holy smokes.
That much. I'm going to give it a...
Now, before you do that, move your spices out of the way before you get that on there.
That out of the way, Keith. There's a bunch of seeds in here. I'm going to try to avoid these seeds. Just because I don't want to crunch on them. I'll put some liquid in there. So let me get all this out of here and we'll be back. Tara reminded me I got to go through a strainer anyway, so the seeds don't matter. So we just go ahead and chuck them in here. So, get most of this liquid in there.
Making a mess. That's enough. You're gonna fill it too full.
Okay, we're good. Put a lid on this and blend it up. We'll be back. Now, that's what my sauce looks like so far. So let's run it through this strainer here. And we'll get a spoon and push all that out through there. Let that drain, and then we'll be back in a minute. Got all that strained out. I added a little hot water to this and all this stuff out of this basket. And I got some hatch peppers I took out of the freezer. I'm gonna throw them in there and give this a good whip, mix, blend, something, and we'll be back. Okay, so I strained all that stuff and run it through the blender, add a little more hot water, strain it again. So I got it all in a pan. I got to bring it up to a temperature, let it boil for a couple of minutes, and then we'll turn it down and it'll simmer and reduce. And that's going to take a while. So I got beer to drink, and we'll be back in a few. My stuff's cooking. It's going to be forever before I eat, and I'm pretty sure Terry won't be able to eat it anyway. So I'm going to create her a dish right now. Another dish I've created right here. Skillet, a little olive oil. I got about a 2-pound package of ground chuck here. I'm going to put about half of that in there. Save the diaper, Keith. Save the diaper. Maybe a little more than half. Over here I got a cabbage, about a medium-sized cabbage. I just cut it in eighths. We're going to put that in there. Just like that. Creating dishes, folks. Creating dishes. We'll need a little salt in this. Probably about a spoon and a half of salt. Some fresh cracked jack. And I'm going to throw this over there on the fire and sweat it down and brown up the hamburger. Let the cabbage cook down. And that's what Terry's going to eat. So, get this on the fire. We'll be back. Okay, to go with my sauce, I'm going to make a meatloaf. And so, I got about 3 pounds of ground chuck here. Use the rest of this. Remove the diaper. And I don't need a lot of seasoning in here because I got enough seasoning in my sauce, I think. And that's going to finish the meatloaf. So I think it'll be okay. So get that out of there. Remove the diaper. Some fresh cracked jack. A little garlic powder. Some salt. I got 1 onion over here I chopped up. And a can of Rotel original. I did drain this, and I'm hoping that's going to be all the moisture I need. We'll put a little what's this here sauce in there. Then get in it and get nasty. We get this mixed up and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, that's all I did to it. Now I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to put it in this pan, hope it don't fall apart on me. This ain't the way I normally make a meatloaf, but it's the way I did it tonight. And Terry did ask me why I don't use eggs in my meatloaf. I think eggs tend to dry it out and make it tough. I normally would soak some bread and milk and mix that in there, but I'm doing this without bread tonight. I just want to try it like this. So I got my oven heating up to 350. Now you can saute these onions before you do this. I go back and forth. Some days I do, some days I don't. But today I didn't. We're going 350 oven. This is probably going to go an hour and a half. And then I'll top it with some sauce. So, get this in a pan. We're going in the oven. And Tara's about ready to eat. We'll be back in a few. Okay, so I tasted this. It's reduced down a little bit. But I think it needs some sweetness. So I'm going to add some crushed tomatoes. Probably about half this can. Give that a mix to see what we're looking at. I might go a little more. I won't use all this tonight on this meatloaf, and so I can do something with it tomorrow or the next day. I think that'll be enough. So we'll let that cook for another half hour, 45 minutes while the meatloaf's in the oven, and then we'll be back. Oh, Terry's supper's done. So she's gonna go make her a plate and eat this cabbage and hamburger. Yum. That's what she'd say. So, we'll be back in a few. Okay, this has been in the oven. I just took it out. I drained all the grease out of it, or most of it. It's been in the oven about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Something like that. So now, there's my sauce I ended up with. That's what I look at that sauce. And man, you can make enchiladas and chili rellenos and nachos. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. I did end up adding that whole can of crushed tomatoes to it though. So I'm just going to spread some of this on top of here. And then we'll put it back in the oven and finish cooking it. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. So right now I'm going to call this a
That's enough.
Mexican meatloaf. So go back in the oven another probably 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. I'll stick a meat thermometer in there and see what the temperature is, and we should be good to go. So we'll be back in a few. You want a treat? Huh? You want a treat? Can you sit pretty? Sit pretty? Sit pretty. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Bye. He got his treat. He's gone. Okay, we got this meatloaf thingy here. I don't know. It's probably still hotter than hell. But I'm going to cut into it and see what we got. I cut that too thin, Keith.
Yeah, no shit.
Cut that too thin. That'll be alright. That's a taste. That's all I need is a taste. I ain't eating tonight. I'm drinking beer. See what happens. It's good.
He's back.
You want to taste, Terry? Taste your piece, man. A
any.
little bitty baby piece,
I
Terry.
don't want any.
Fuck you, then I'll eat it. This is good.
So just give it to me.
I'll give you that.
Say, give it to me, Dad. Give it to me.
I didn't make nothing else to eat. I should have mashed potatoes with this, but I'm drinking beer tonight. I'm experimenting with recipes this weekend. That's what I did today. We snack on this tomorrow. I'll have it for lunch Monday or Tuesday. A little bit of heat with that sauce. Not a lot, but there's a little bit. Mashed potatoes would go great with this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing with recipes this weekend. I got a thing in my head for tomorrow. something else I never did before. I'm just playing with recipes, thinking about stuff. So that's what I did today. Joe and Alexis, right on, buddy. And there you go. That's what I did today. Y'all have a good one. We'll probably be back tomorrow because I got something in my head. What are you shaking your head at? Yeah, I got something in my head tomorrow. It's going to be different.
Rocks?
Huh?
You said you got something in your head. I said rocks.
Yeah, you're shaking your rocks in your head. And
rocks in your head.
Y'all have a good night and a better tomorrow. We'll see you next time.